Oh, do I feel good today? What's good, everybody? Welcome in. I'm feeling very studious, so I decided to wear the glasses today. Welcome in to your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call this Coach and Company. We're live on the Stadium Network and all of their platforms: Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, LG, Vizio. We're available in over 100 million homes every single day. Now, why do I feel so good? Well, Mondays is our busiest day at the brand, and we had a fantastic day of sports talk and sport cashes. That's right. Between the morning and evening show, and by the way, Grizzlies only lost by 16. Brutal bad beat. However, we were perfect on the Monday night grind. So if you watch the evening show, perfect on that show, and then you see how good our morning show picks were. Now, I have challenged my crew. I want 5 winning days this week. And yes, we will have a show every single morning. What that looks like, well, that remains to be seen. But we will be here every single morning, including Christmas morning. 3 NFL and a bunch of NBA on Christmas Day. All right, our schedule. You guys are amazing. You continue to help us grow every single day. So at 11:15 a.m. Eastern time, we have a supporting podcast, 20 or 30 minutes, just sports talk about the 2 or 3 biggest topics of the day. Then at 2 o'clock on Sirius XM, channel 156, it is Off the Ropes with the Coach, your boy, as we talk everything pro wrestling. And my God, on demand, Coach and Bro. I just looked at the numbers from yesterday's episode. It's incredible. You guys have found us. We're adding a bunch of subs every week, and the views have just skyrocketed. So thank you for your interest in that show as well. All right, we can't stand on business for too long, but we also have a ton of fun. If you want to be educated, entertained, we do premium pop-ups. Scan the QR code. Become a premium member. You get a lot of extra things. Also, you get a little star next to your name in the chat if you watch on YouTube. All right. Housekeeping over. Tuesdays, ready to go. But are you? It begs the question. I have a feeling DG. That felt like a DG doorbell. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. It's time. Let's beat the books. Oh, look who I have today. And look who's getting in the Christmas spirit. I've got my elf, and then I've got whatever that is. Let's go to the man right next to me. And last night, we had a not coach's challenge, but we had a merch challenge. Let's call it that. And DG, if Memphis is going to lose, let them lose by 25. But 16, come on. Good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, guys. It was it's an ugly game. It's what Memphis does, right? We always somehow come up just not clutch. And at that point, I was hoping there was literally one possession left. I was like, if they score this, Coach covers. If they don't, Coach doesn't cover, and they did not score.
When did we start dribbling the ball out with 40 seconds to go in the game? When do we start? Backups need to score too.
I agree.
I hate it when it's like one score outside of your number and they just stand there and hand it to the other team and let the shot clock run out. When did we start that? All right, now he's got the best damn beard in the game, and he is busy over there at Prize Picks. Soupy, what's good?
What's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas to everybody, and I want to wish my dad a happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Papa Soupy.
Oh, Papa Soupy. Did you get a new microphone for Christmas, by the way?
We'll say
new?
Yes. We upgrade.
Let's
just say we upgrade. Santa came early today.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right, guys. Now, I don't want to, put any pressure on you, but yesterday, Big Tommy C, Raphael, Mikey P, and your boy, and I guess DG, you were there too, 15-5. So, Soupy, you're the common denominator that was not here on Monday. So, it begs the question, how badly do you want the smoke?
Oh, I want all of the smoke. I am ready to go.
Then let's go. Best bets. Start us off.
I'm starting with college football. I'm going Louisville -8.5. Toledo, they are going to be missing players on both.
Soupy. Back up just a hair. Back up just a hair from the mic. Yeah, there you go. I know you're excited. Now give me just a 3 count. Give me a 3 count.
3, 2,
There we go. Keep it right there. You may continue.
Okay. I'm going with Louisville -8.5. Toledo's going to be missing players on both sides of the ball. And Louisville, this was actually a very good pass rush. They have a complex blitz package that you don't see in a lot of college football teams. And I think that's just going to be too much for Toledo. So give me the -8.5. And I'm going to go to the ice. The Wild have been one of the best teams over the last few weeks. And that is because that defense is now allowing under 2 goals since November 1st. And now they're going against the Predators, who are scoring under 3 goals per game. In the last matchup, the Wild, they went to overtime, but I think with how the Wild are playing now, they're going to be able to get this done in regulation. So take the 60-minute money line.
Yeah, if you're not used to hockey betting, there's normally 3 different lines in your sports book. A lot of them do it differently, but this would be not the 2-way where you can still win in overtime. So this takes the overtime out of it. All right, Soupy, great start. Let me do Mikey's next because the reason he's not on the show this week is his voice is shot because of the Bears win on Saturday. That's a shoot. So he's still, putting in picks. He was perfect yesterday, so we need him. We're going to go UNLV -6.5. Ohio, if you guys haven't been reading TMZ or any of those dirt sheets, they have a little bit of a distraction problem. Let's call it a Michigan problem. So their head coach is not there, very distracted. UNLV, very motivated. So we're laying less than a touchdown. Love that one. He loves himself some Anthony Edwards, 39 plus points, rebounds, and assists. He has scored 20 plus at least points in 4 of 6 games this month, and the T-Wolves starting to play a little bit better. All right, DG, let me come over to you because you've become kind of my first quarter over guy, and I love it. Today, we've got 2. Talk to me.
Yeah, you get in, you get out in these plays. We're going to go Nets and 76ers. First quarter over the 56.5 is at -104. The model has a 5-point edge on this. The Nets, well, they're better on the road, but also the 76ers are better at home. I like both these teams to come out early, score a lot of points, get us to 57, and cash this ticket in the next game. So that was the first. This is the last game of the night. We're going Rockets and the Clippers. First quarter over 53.5 at -105. A very low number of 53.5. The model has it at 59 overall. But December the 11th, not too long ago, they scored 58 total points. I expect this one to go over again of 53.5.
I love it. I really, really do. You and I had some really good synergy yesterday. We cashed in the same game with the Charlotte Hornets. So I decided that I would kind of piggyback you and me yesterday and go with the Wizards Hornets today because the Hornets last night scored 132 in a loss. Remember I said that last week against Atlanta, they scored 80 in a first half of a game against the Hawks. The Hornets are starting to play really good offense and 0 defense. So you give me the Wizards. They're the clone of the Hornets. So you put them together. I love the over 232.5. Then the Mavs. Have you noticed? They're starting to play really good basketball. Have you noticed? They have become a very welcome dance partner. The Nuggets routinely go north of 130. So you put these 2 together. I love it at 235.5. I would play it up to, 238, 239. Before you question that, I'm the hottest NBA camper of the world right now. So don't question. Just play it. Just play it. All right, gentlemen, well done. I think we have 8 picks, so we need to go 6-2. We need to go 6-2, which I know that we will. All right, now, can you believe that we are 2 days away from the Christmas holiday? But we are. And we have been trying to figure out ways to give back, to give you a gift that either you can marinate on, that you can say, that's pretty cool, or maybe it can help you cash a ticket. So this is day 23 on our 25 days to Coachmas. Oh, these gifts have been very, very interesting. All right, Soupy, my guy, let's start with you. What gift are you unwrapping this morning?
I really enjoyed watching that Thunder Spurs NBA Cup semifinal. That game was close throughout the entire second half. Ended up with the Spurs winning 111 109. And I'm excited they are going to play twice in the next 3 days, tonight and Christmas Day. And I'm really hoping, especially with how the Spurs have progressed coming into this season, that this becomes a rivalry over the next, decade when you got SGA and Wemby. So I'm excited to watch this matchup, both matchups over the next 3 days.
Yeah, we're going to see what the NBA thinks about this matchup. If they start making this matchup on Christmas every year or the big days, and they're going to position this, but I think it'd be great. SGA on one side, Wemby on the other. I love this gift. People to remember. All right, let's go to DG. What are you unwrapping this morning?
Yeah, so we know there's a lot of player incentives coming up, and so I want to shed light on just a few of them. Number one is Rico Dowdle going for $1.25 million over the next 2 weeks. All he needs is 70 total yards and a tutter. All we need is that for 1.25. Rico's going to cash, but also Stephon Diggs, 4 catches for 500,000, 131 yards for 500,000. Okay, that's a milli. And the last guy I have is Saquon Barkley. He can make $500,000 over the next 2 weeks. He needs 155 scrimmage yards to get that 500,000. I like this opportunity for those 3 guys and many more. So if you're looking for bets, look at what pays and puts in their pocket to successfully cash on these as well.
That's a great gift. And I know for a fact that the players do talk about these in the locker room. And I would also add one other thing, DG. I would tell people watching right now, lean into the players that are on teams that the seasons are over, that there's nothing to play for. Because then you'll see coaches a lot will lean into those incentives when it doesn't really matter. Like Rico Dowdle, but he's playing for the Panthers, so be very careful. Saquon Barkley, still in the playoff hunt, be very careful. Other players, not so much. I love that gift. All right, for me, I'm going to go legends like Lee Trevino. They are a dying breed. And I know last week the PNC father-son gets overshadowed by the playoffs, by the NFL, but it's one of the great golf events of the entire year. 86-year-old Lee Trevino. If you haven't seen his viral interview afterwards, it was amazing. At 86 years old, he said, if they built me a house on the driving range, I would live here. If they played this event next week, I would play it. He plays with his grandson. He said, it's the greatest thing ever. He said, golf gave me everything that I have. My family, my wife, my kids, my grandkids, and his grandson standing right there. He's a dying breed. He had that legendary quote years ago. You don't know pressure until you're playing $5 a hole with nothing in your pocket. Lee Trevino, thank you for continuing to be the gift that just keeps on giving. All right, Mikey sends in his Coachman, and his gift is the NBA today. 14 games, because Christmas Eve, they normally don't play any, and then they've got 5 on Christmas Day. So kind of a nice way to start your holiday week. DG, tonight, there's a little bit of something for everybody in the NBA, yes?
Yeah, there's a lot of games, honestly, from at 6 Central, so I guess 7 Central. There's so many games that are starting all the way until, I believe it's midnight is the last game, the one of the first quarters that I'm playing. So you have something going on all night, no matter what's happening, and there's bowl games. Like, there's a lot going on today. I love it.
There is. 10:30 is the latest game. 10:30.
Okay. Yep.
That's the Houston Clippers game?
I thought it was later than that. Yes.
No, it's 10:30. Yeah.
Oh.
No, they never start 9 o'clock local, DG. That'd be 9 o'clock out here.
Listen, they're money hungry, Coach. Why not?
Well, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. All right, gentlemen, well done on our best bets. Well done on our Christmas gifts. Now, still to come here on the show, we're just getting started. We've got sound off, some of the best sound from the weekend, and Mikey's been really working on this one. So I can't wait to see that coming up next. We have a little front page of news. When you potentially lose $45 million. Yes, that happened to an NFL player yesterday. I will explain. And also, it's never too early to look forward to week 17 in the NFL. It's getting real. Who's going to be in the playoffs? Who's going to be sitting at home with the rest of us? We'll discuss it. We look forward today to 5 big games. It's Coach and Company. God, I love doing this show. And we are live everywhere on the Stadium Network. Come on back.
Down for some deep sea fishing? Crack of dawn Saturday?
We're gonna be all right. We're 4 big, strong men.
Nicholas, it's Mom. I know you went out fishing this morning. This big storm's supposed to hit.
We left some men out on the open
4 men in the middle of a giant storm.
This is now a rescue mission.
No visual. Weather getting worse.
Captain, is my boy still alive?
Hope is the strongest thing that we have.
All right, real quick, our guy Nate G, a premium member, points out, Coach, there's a full slate of hockey today as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 games on the ice, which tells me that over a weekday wagers, because your boy Marky Model, he loves himself a little hockey, DG.
He does, Coach, but Marky Model is out sipping a Mai Tai right now somewhere in Mexico. I don't know where he is. And so it's me and Robbie, and we do have a special guest today, Coach. You might know him. Mr. EC is going to join us for a special Tuesday show.
Eric Cohen?
Eric Cohen.
Eric Cohen?
Yep, Mr. Eric.
One of my favorite human beings in all of the land. You're bringing him back into our universe?
Yep, he's in the universe again, Coach.
I'm telling you right now, all I know is that people on the crew, Wally Pip, you better be thinking about that because EC's good and he's funny. Soupy, how many days a week are you on the show right now?
2. I know. Everybody's asking for more. They're asking for more. I get it.
Do you know EC?
I am aware of him. I've seen him.
Yeah. What do you think of EC?
I think he's a very talented individual.
Yeah. What do you think his best sport is? You don't even know what sports he does. Let's stop acting like you know. You're over here going, shit. Does he do curling? Is he Canadian? No, he does golf and he does football. He likes fantasy. So, I don't know.
He could be our golf guy. He could be our golf guy.
If only we had somebody that actually worked for the PGA Tour. That'd be interesting. It's time for Sound Off in 5 seconds.
Right decision. Go for it on 4th and 2.
I know you can't be asking me that question, man. Come on, man. We can't see that's like the thing. Like, if we want to change the narrative, change the franchise, if we want to like help, we got to speak life. You can't. Those type of things is like separate us. Like a lot of the players like get these type of questions, and then we want to be working with y'all. We want to be proactive, but like when you ask questions or when questions are asked to us players, and it's like you pinning stuff against each other, it's like, come on now, you know. It's like a thing in the locker room. Like, you know, we're not gonna be able to talk to them for real. We're not gonna be able to give them what they need, like, because that separates the team. That don't help anything. It don't help anything in any situation, no matter how you answer it.
Hey Miles, you know, when you went through that trade request, you said you didn't care about records, all that Hall of Fame, all that stuff. You just wanted to win. So, with 2 games to go, and you guys are 3-12, what's it been like for you?
Next question.
I think if he wants to get a better view of the game, buy a ticket. Because I can't stand those guys that go upstairs. Here's what it tells me. He wants to get out of the heat. There's heat right there from the fan base that are calling for his head and the players and all those type of things, man. The thing is, the D coordinator needs to be on the field. Why? Because I got to see you eye to eye. I got to sit back and say, Moss, how do you feel about covering this dude man to man?
Okay.
I got to make adjustments. Who the hell's going to do it? We got to sit back. All right, get in here. By the way, here's what I'm thinking. Next third down, we got him set up for this, and this. Where's the communication?
Yeah. Right.
All right?
Right.
There is none. So for him going upstairs, there's one reason. Right? One reason only.
What is it, Rick?
You want to get out of the heat. And that's the day.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Josh. I'm going to say Josh. Unfortunately, I'm going to say Josh. You know, he's been a pretty terrible friend as of recently, but I'm going to say Josh.
Thumbs up to that. Thank you, Jalen. Mike?
All right, Alan.
Special friend.
And we assume it'll happen. Okay. Oh, no, I knew this was going to happen.
This is domination.
Hold on.
This is domination.
Hold on.
This is domination.
It's a hand check,
this is
I believe.
OKC.
I believe that's a little high.
Oh, now this is Christmas D.
Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Where's the call?
When was your last podium game?
I think Lyndon B. Johnson was probably in office.
Obviously, you're one of the better or the best rebounding guard, and something that you do really well. The best as of this year, officially. Credit to you. Don't play around with it. Yeah, my fault.
This is the most I've been ever talked about in my career. I'm like in my house with my kids and all that, and I'm opening the TV and like, oh, Giannis is going to the Memphis Grizzlies. Giannis is going to the Detroit Pistons. Which, hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man. I'm joking, but
listen up. Y'all know why I'm here. I know y'all caught that little hair situation on social media. Y'all even caught me calling the GOAT, trying to get some real advice. Code red, and caught me slipping. I also had a trip booked, but that's neither here nor there. I need to know turkey or no turkey, and I ain't talking about no cheese sandwich. It's all a part of the journey, staying sharp, on and off the court. At some point, you start to notice all the little things. For me, my hair started to thin out a bit. At first you brush it off, and then you really start to pay attention. Being a professional athlete, you always gotta perform under the bright lights. Everything is magnified. Your appearance, the way you walk, the way you talk, everything. This is why I'm excited to start my Nutrafol hair growth journey.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win it! DJ Moore!
Wait a second. Was it shocking that the end of sound off was the Bears winning touchdown from Saturday night?
Not shocking. No. But that wasn't a completed catch, Coach. He didn't really complete the catch.
Is that what we're going with on Tuesday? 3 days ago, he didn't complete the catch. Oh my God. It was still, I mean, we had two of the best innings we've had in 10 years in 3 days. The Seahawks inning and that inning right there was banana. I had turned it off. When it was 16-6, I turned it off. Absolutely crazy. All right, so we got some front page news today, guys. We start with perhaps you could put it up there with one of the dumbest things in the history of the NFL. There's about 25 feet between the Steelers bench and the first row in the stands where the fans can say whatever they want. And then if they say something out of bounds, you get them kicked out. What you don't do, DG, is walk over, grab them, and then throw a little bit of a punch. Because do you know what that can do? It can cost you 2 games, 2 paychecks, and a trigger for $45 million in salary gone. Your thoughts on DK Metcalf being suspended 2 games when they're playing for a playoff spot on top of that?
As the streets say, Coach, mo money, mo problems. And that's what DK Metcalf has today. He's got a lot of problems because sometimes if you make a decision and it's not so good, you end up making a terrible financial decision. And so at this point, yes, that trigger of the guaranteed money, he's been really good. So I don't know if they're going to walk away from that, but my God, like the dude there's an out now for Pittsburgh if he starts to suck, and that's a problem for him for sure.
Yeah, what DJ's talking about is the trigger is basically he had a this much of guarantees. And if he didn't practice for any related reason like being suspended or whatever, then those guarantees go away. But the salary does not go away. So if he stays on the team, he will still earn it, but they can drop him like that and they wouldn't have to pay him anymore. Is that a pretty good explanation, DG?
100%. That's perfect.
As you understood? Okay. DG, let me come over to you because take the money part out of it. DK Metcalf is a beast, and they have a 2-game lead in the division. So if the Ravens lose this week, and they've got a tough one against the Packers, then week 18 doesn't matter. So they may catch a break here.
Yeah, Soupy, I think this is a good one for you. I know I just spoke on it. So you go ahead, Soupy. Knock it out.
Did I say DG?
You did.
I say DG?
You did say DG.
Sorry,
okay,
DG.
you know,
My bad.
let me shut.
I thought you couldn't hear me. I thought I'd gone on mute. Sorry, go ahead.
So I think I'll say that the suspension was justified. You cannot make contact with another fan. I think he should have been suspended for the rest of the year. I don't think it was a harsh enough punishment. I'll just say that. You can't make contact with the fan. That is it, point blank. That is bad PR for the league. Will it affect the Steelers? Let's say the Steelers lose. Let's say the Ravens win this week. Let's say if it comes down to that final game and they don't have DK Metcalf and that costs them the playoffs, yeah, I think the Steelers are going to think about whether or not DK Metcalf should be on this team going forward.
If you're just talking about the Steelers a year ago or 2 years ago, and you're just blindly talking about a receiver, you could put George Pickens into this situation and believe it, right? And 100%. They thought they'd gotten rid of the problem child, so to speak, in George Pickens. And now Metcalf does this. 4 years, $132 million is his contract. And he decides to hit an idiot fan. I don't even know how much he makes per game, but that's $30 million a year. So per game, you're talking almost $2 million. So this is like between $3 and $4 million out the window. For what? For what? Now, very quietly, we know we tease and we like to go back and forth with our guy Big Cheesy, but we've been talking about the Seahawks and the Rams and forgetting about the 49ers. Now, all of a sudden, they're on this big winning streak. Brock Purdy last night, nearly a perfect game. 5 touchdowns he had last night. This guy's starting to become an elite quarterback. And in the meantime, DG, they play Seattle week 18, which means they control their destiny. If they went out, it's San Francisco, the number 1 seed. Are they the best team in the NFC?
I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. I still give that to the Rams, even though they have honestly, they're third in that division right now behind the 49ers and the Seahawks. But I just believe in that team. But that does not take away anything from the 49ers. The only issue that is ahead is the Bears and the Seahawks. Those are 2 tough games. But that 49ers team, they might be firing in all cylinders. As long as Kittle isn't completely injured, which I think he's okay, I think we're going to see a really good 49ers team that's dangerous in the playoffs.
But the nice thing is for the 49ers, Soupy, is that both of these games are at home, yes?
Yeah, that benefits them. They play a lot better at home. And we got to remember that Brock Purdy was out for 8 games. Kittle missed some time. They've been playing with injuries throughout the season. Now that everybody, that whole offensive unit is back and it is going. They are scoring better with Brock Purdy. The defense is starting to play better. I agree with DG in the sense that they are not better than the Rams right now, but I think they could beat Seattle in week 18 and possibly lock up that 1 seed.
It's a fascinating discussion. Last night, Big Tommy C, who we know moves lines, he had 2 best bets on the evening show. Cash both. George Kittle anytime touchdown, Juwan Jennings anytime touchdown. Both plus money. Hey, next level capper. That's what he told me anyway. So when you got all of these weapons, you don't know who to go to. And Kittle's now reestablishing himself, in my opinion, as the best tight end in football. He just is. If you talk about productivity,
yeah,
he just is. Quickly, we got about a minute left for this topic. Texans, Chargers, Bills. It looks like there's a full 2 games between the last wild card team and the next team. So it looks like we're set. So we're talking these 3 teams. Who's the most dangerous wild card team right now, DG?
I'm going to go with the Texans. And I know that's not the sexy pick in the Bills, but my God, their defense is legit. And I think that this team, if CJ Stroud could just not screw it up, this team is really dangerous in the playoffs.
It's a big if, Soupy.
No, I agree with him. I think it's the Texans. That defense has been the best the entire year. And now we're seeing that offense start to roll. And if everything's in sync, I think they could win some playoff games this year.
I really do too. It's going to be fun. And I think that when you're talking about the division winners, they're going to be looking, where are the Bills? Where are the Bills? But the fact that the Bills, with their record, are not going to get the number 1 seed, probably, and they're not going to have home field throughout, boy, that's just bad luck. It's just bad luck. It's like whoever doesn't get it in the NFC West, it's just bad luck because you got really good teams playing in your division. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Well done, guys. Well done. All right, still to come on the other side. Tuesdays, we always like to look ahead because in the NFL, at half a point can mean all of the difference. And this week, we got some really key matchups. Remember, 3 NFL games on Christmas Day. We've got Saturday, which means we've got a ton of football the entire weekend. We start our look ahead. It's Coach and Company having a great time running the 3-man weed this morning right here live on Stadium. Boys, it's rare that you have a player that comes in, heralded out of high school, great shooter, goes to Duke for a season, and we kind of sleep on him. And I love the storylines, DG, when a player goes to a North Carolina school and then Charlotte drafts him and he becomes so much better than what we thought. But last night, Kneppel of the Hornets became the fastest player to 100 threes. Pretty cool story.
Yeah, it's an awesome story. And the thing I love about Nipple is not that, yes, he's a really good shooter or, really he's really good on ball as well. I love that he knows who he is. He talks about going off of 2 feet. And that might not mean a lot to some people, but it's not the 1 foot jumpers or it's not the 1 foot layups. He does everything off 2 feet because he has to create that stance, but also give him some, some strength in his shots and has a chance to go up to the rim. I love everything about this kid. I thought he was going to be great. He's still going to be great. I think he's going to be even better than I thought.
Normally, you don't have 2 high-level white players, Soupy, coming out of the draft at the same time. But he's, I love to say great white hope when it comes to Cooper Flagg. But these guys were team. How did they not win the national championship? They were teammates.
Yeah, that's the one thing, though, about the NCAA tournament. It's the one and done. You could catch yourself on a bad day and it's over. But yeah, Flagg was continually getting that attention. And now Kneppel, he is an incredible player. I think Charlotte, as long as everybody stays healthy, that's a team that I think can contend in the playoffs.
It's certainly, I'll be honest with you. I have not looked at right now, they're playing better. They're 4-6 in their last 10. You just got to get to the top 11 to be in the play-in or top 10?
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10. So they're only 4 games out. We're only 28 games in. So it's a long way to go, but they're a lot of fun to watch. All right, gentlemen, it's time to talk NFL. It's time to talk NBA. We're only halfway home. If you missed any of the show this morning, you can catch it on demand at our Coaching Company YouTube page. I encourage you to subscribe right now. We're back live in 5 seconds. Oh, boys, it's time to get down to business. We are just halfway through the show. If you're watching us live, it's 10:32 in the East. It is 7:32 out here in the West as we get your day started. Now, we never take ourselves too seriously. We want to laugh. We want to learn. We want to educate, entertain. If you are brand new, you just found us over the holidays, welcome. Everybody is welcome here in our universe, and we have a ton of content throughout both of our brands, Coach and Bro, Coach and Company, premium pop-ups. Just turn on your notifications, and we have anything that you could possibly need. All right, time to look ahead to Week 17, where the rubber meets the road. Games throughout, starting on Thursday, but Saturday is our first one, DG, and this is a big one. It's a matchup of 2 of the teams that right now sit in the 3 wild card spots. It's the Texans and the Chargers. It is Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and this is a big one. Even though they're almost guaranteed a spot, you still got to position yourself. Your initial take on this game?
I love Houston. They're getting the points here at 2.5. And so I look at that. The first thing I look at is Houston's really good. And I think the Chargers are getting the love because they just beat the Cowboys. But Coach, we know the Cowboys suck. And so there's no chance that they're going to go into and take on this defense, even though the Chargers have looked better. This Houston team, who is legit, I think they're going to beat up this Chargers team and make their definitive statement that they're here for the playoffs.
And it's interesting because as you start to look at potential matchups, Soupy, if you're the 4 seed, then you're going to play you're going to be the 5, then you're going to play the 4. So right now, as you look at it, the 4 seed would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think you want to be in that spot, do you? Do you want to go to Pittsburgh in January?
That's the thing. You don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a very good team, but they're not a great team. But you still don't want to go to their house in that environment in January. So I think every game is important for Houston. They are still contending for that AFC South. And that defense, we're talking about how it's a great unit because they can get you with the pass rush. They're great in the secondary. And the Chargers, they're having offensive line problems. So if that Houston pass rush can get to Justin Herbert, I think they're going to have trouble all day. I'm taking Houston to win this game outright.
Is Houston the best defense, DG, in the league right now?
I think so. I think you can look at a lot of other teams and say that they have a chance, but I think arguably, I think it is the Texans.
All right, so this is the first game on Saturday. And sometimes the NFL guys, they just get lucky. And they get lucky with the scheduling, but they're starting, I think, to think through it more. And that's why we have these high-level games. Take the Christmas games out of it, because if you look at those matchups, you're like, okay, it made sense when they made the schedule. It just sucks that all the stars are hurt. But game number 2 on Saturday after this one is another banger. Got to have it. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens have made it public that they're going to go to the league and they're going to try to outlaw the hit that knocked him out. Hey, regardless, Lamar Jackson is out, probably not going to play this weekend. They're 2 full games behind the Steelers. So if the Steelers win this weekend, it doesn't matter. They win the division and the Ravens are out. But DG, right now, they may be out anyway, and the Packers have everything to play for now that they blew that lead in that miraculous Chicago Bears comeback.
Yeah, we're looking at this Packers team. You're talking about, do we know if Jordan Love is going to be completely healthy? I would assume that he's going to be able to play in this game. But if it's Malik Willis going against the backup, who I guess it's Tyler Huntley for the Ravens, this game gets less sexy. But in my opinion, I'm looking at this game and seeing, hey, the Packers defense, in my opinion, they're the better team in that instance. No matter if it is Lamar and Jordan Love playing, I love the defense for the Packers in this game.
Well, right now, here's what it looks like, Soupy, when we're talking matchups. Green Bay is pretty much, when you looked at it, they're locked in because they have the tie on their record. They're 2 games back in the win column. Normally, you say the loss column behind the Rams in San Francisco. So it looks like Green Bay will be the 7 seed, which means they would play the 2 seed. And the 2 seed in the NFC right now would be one of those NFC West teams. Is that a good matchup for the Packers?
I don't think it is, because when you don't have Micah Parsons, I think that you lose just so much talent in that. Micah Parsons, when we lose Micah Parsons, you lose a lot of talent on that pass rush, and we've seen it since he's been out. I think that both teams are going to run the ball. It's going to be a run-heavy game, but I think because both teams can move the ball through the run, that 40, I'm taking that 40 and a half. I'm taking the over.
Why are you saying that with so much hostility?
Because
why did you start over? I said nothing. DG said nothing.
Nah, DG was giving me that smirk. I know, dude. We haven't been on the show together in a few months, but I still remember.
Wow, he gave you the smirk.
Yeah.
Little soft these days, I think, around these parts. The smirk got him to start over. Okay, let's roll it over to game number 3. And this, all of a sudden, gentlemen, has become a gigantic game because the Panthers, who have multiple personalities, you never know which team's going to show up. But somehow, DG, they've got a lead in the division. A 1-game lead over the Bucs, who they beat last week, who they will play next week. So now sandwiched in between is the Seattle Seahawks, a full touchdown favorite, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
These are 2 playoff teams right now. Talk to me.
Yeah, you're talking about a team coming all the way from Seattle on the West Coast to the East Coast, and it is an early game at this point. I love Carolina. I know they haven't looked great, but what's been good for them is their defense. They figured out a way offensively to just not be terrible. And so I think at that part, this game is going to be a nail biter. I think whoever has the ball last is honestly probably the team has a chance to go in for the win. And so I'm looking at this team overall in Carolina, and I think that they are right for a plus 280 money line victory. Why not at home?
Ooh, well, it's funny you should say the last team to get it, because when the Rams came to their house back on November 30th, that's exactly what happened. 31-28, they beat the Rams in their own house. Soupy, Panthers, if you get the good version, they can beat anybody.
And that's the problem is when we get the good version, but we also get the bad version. We get a team that has been crushed by the Bills. They lost 40-9 to the Bills. They lost 20-9 to the 49ers. But on the other side, it's the same thing with Seattle. Last week, they had that shootout with the Rams. The week before, they couldn't find the end zone against the Colts. Both of these teams, you don't know what you're going to see each week. I'm not touching this game. I try to find the angle and try to find who can win. I can't find it with these two teams just because they're so inconsistent.
I would do one of two things. I would either buy a half a point and play the Panthers at 7.5, or I would put them in a teaser and get 13. That's what I would do. All right, let's roll it over because Sunday late there is one 425 game. One, but it's a good one. It is the Eagles, the leaders in the NFC East, traveling to Buffalo to take on a Bills team that still has visions, even though they are fleeting, of winning the NFC East. The Patriots have the Jets and Miami left. Good luck, Bills. But they've got to worry about positioning and also, DG, just playing good football. They have also had multiple personalities.
100%. And I look at this game and I see fireworks. You're talking about a Temu primetime game because it is primetime because there's nothing else happening. And so I look at 43.5 and a Bills team who struggle to stop anybody. And also the Eagles, I don't know if they're just the best on defense either. I love the offenses for both of these squads. And so I don't really know who I would pick to win because they're both really that good. But I love the over. I love fireworks. Let this thing go off crazy.
It feels that way. That nice late Sunday afternoon into the night in Buffalo where the game starts with the sun going down. Let's not forget, gentlemen and Soupy, that they struggled to beat Cleveland last week, the Bills, 23-20 against the Fighting Shadur Sanders. Your take, Soupy.
This was supposed to be the year for Josh Allen coming off that MVP year. We're seeing the Chiefs. They're not going to be in the playoffs. The Ravens struggling for the playoffs. The Bengals not in the playoffs. This was supposed to be the year for the Bills, but they're the same thing. I don't know what team I'm going to see every single week. Am I going to see the team that beat the Patriots or the team that almost lost to the Browns? That's why, as much as I don't think the Eagles are as good as they were last year, I think that they could go into Orchard Park and they can win this game.
Why do I have to catch a stray during that take? I don't want to catch a stray during that take. All right, gentlemen, we have one more. And it's funny because we have two gigantic Bears fans on our crew. The way they've been winning games is absolutely bonkers. Caleb Williams, if he's not prepared, DG, for pressure now, I don't know when he's going to be. But they come in the number one team in the NFC. It's absolutely, NFC North. But they travel to San Francisco, who, if they win out, they'll be the number one seed in all of the NFC. So this game has so much on the line. Your take.
This is when we finally see the real Chicago Bears. We're going to see all those Chicago fans lose their mind because finally that guy who thinks he's just so cold and Caleb Williams gets embarrassed against a good team. He doesn't have a resurrection at the very end of this game because they sucked all the way into the last few minutes of that entire game in overtime. And so, yes, I think Chicago catches one on the face in this game.
It's easy to forget that, Soupy, what DG just said. It was 16-6. A lot of people like myself turned it off. And then when I saw that field goal with like a minute 58, you're like, oh, they've got no timeouts left. And then they get the onside kick. So if you really dig a little deeper, DG's right. They did nothing for 58 minutes.
Yeah, they needed a lot of luck to not lose to the Packers twice in the same season. Now you got to go to San Francisco, who are one of the hottest teams in the NFC. They are a completely different team when Brock Purdy is under center. They are looking phenomenal. I just think on the road in that environment, I just don't think they're going to be able to contend with the 49ers. Yeah, 49ers are the better team in this situation.
3 feels like a gift. 3 feels like a gift. It really, really does. And I don't care what Mikey P says. I don't care what Brandon says. 3 feels like a gift. All right, still to come, NBA, a full slate, 14 games on tap. We break down 2 of the biggest. Have the Mavs finally started to get into the Cooper Flag era tonight they've got a very welcome dance partner. And also out here on the left coast, you get to see one of the very best. We break them down next. It's Coach and Company right here live on Stadium.
These cleats. You had on the Christmas Day cleats, one green, one red, fire. Never been done before, never been seen before. They fined your ass for them.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
So you got a hefty NFL fine.
Yeah, they fined the shit out of me.
But then they put the cleats in the Hall of Fame.
No, they asked me to. They don't got them.
You sure?
Bro. Yes, of course. Why the fuck why would I give them to them?
And they fined you.
They fined me, and then they asked me if they can have them for the Hall of Fame. And guess what I did? I said, yeah, y'all can have them. Y'all got to pay me for them, though.
And
we don't do that. And I said, yeah, y'all do. But I'm not going to say who they paid for stuff.
Right.
But they do that. And they was like, nah, well, we don't. And I said, okay, well, y'all can't have them.
Wow. That's crazy.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Y'all find me, and now y'all want to put it, no, N-O. Them shit sitting in, Twin. They sitting in Twin basement right now.
So classic NFL. You fine him, whatever it was, and then you go, oh, but by the way, can we have those for the Hall of Fame? Are they crazy, DG?
Yes, they're crazy. And the fact that I'm glad that Alvin Kamara stood on business and said, yes, you're going to fine me, go ahead. But like, if you want them for the Hall of Fame, pay me because I want to pay off my fine that I had to pay for these. But shout out to him for standing on business for sure.
And they were fire. They were fire. They were amazing. Now, they didn't really match the uniforms, but they were fire. Soupy, if he fined $50,000, is it out of bounds to ask for $50,000?
No, not at all. Not if those cleats are in demand. Yeah, you're in demand. Pay me back the money you fined me for. I thought the cleats were nice. Yeah, they didn't match the outfit, but it's Christmas time. It's not about clashing colors. It's about the festivities.
I would love to see the mouse that runs around in your head sometimes. I really, really would. But alas, you are correct. It's about the clashing of styles, as it were, in Soupy language. I've got some ideas for the first of the year for Soupy. It involves words, wordplay, alliterations. Do you know what that word means, Soupy?
I'm not illiterate. I can read.
Wow. We're back live in 5 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. It's Coaching Company. I got to tell you why I'm laughing right now. I got to bring DJ and Soupy on the screen. So, Ed, we're live on our YouTube channel during the commercial breaks, and I said, DG, I can't even say the story. So I said that we're going to start some new segments because I love Soupy so much and the way he goes about his business. And I said we're going to do wordplay and alliterations. And Soupy said, I am not illiterate. DG,
you're talking about wordplay. You're talking about wordplay. That's wordplay.
Stop it. You did not mean to use wordplay there. DG, what am I doing? What am I doing?
If we could have Soupy just read us a bedtime story, Coach, we might could just quit all of this and just put it on Audibles or Spotify or whatever and just have him read to the kids and we can just quit working. Let's just keep that going.
I am not illiterate. All right, game number 1. The Nuggets on the road in my favorite arena in the entire universe. I love to go in there for WWE games. That's why I would love to live in Dallas. I just love everything about downtown Dallas. So tonight, you got the Nuggets traveling into Dallas. The game starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Here are the numbers according to BetMGM. DG, the Mavericks have started to play a lot better, and getting 6.5 at home, I don't hate that, to be honest.
No, the only thing that worries me is Anthony Davis in a back-to-back game. I know that we have to wait until the afternoon to see about the injury report on back-to-back games, but at this point, if AD plays, this is a really, really good number for the Mavs. I think that this is cooked, and the whole number is cooked into the fact of we don't see Anthony Davis tonight. Anthony Davis has been awesome. He's been awesome for Cooper Flagg and helping him out in this game. So I love the Mavs as AD plays for sure.
That's a great point. About 4 o'clock they normally come out with at NBA.com. all the starting lineups, and they'll post like the 5 guys. They'll show the whole team. 35 and 17 last night is what AD had. And Cooper Flagg had 16, 6, and 6. They can play well together. That's 51, 23, and 8 combined. Pretty good, Soupy, between these two. Anthony Davis needs to be on the court.
He needs to be on the court. I'm excited for this team when Kyrie Irving comes back because I think they're going to be a contender. But let's talk about tonight. Even without Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, the Nuggets are still winning games. And that shows just how much depth they have. It shows that when their second unit is on the court, they're still going to be able to either contend or keep a lead. I think that they can win this game, no problem. Even with Anthony Davis on the court, I'm going to take the Nuggets -6.5 just because this offense is too good.
Too good. Jokic could be the MVP again. We'll see. Nuggets doing their usual, get off to a slow start, and once he gets in shape, they get in shape. Let's flip it over to game number 2. It's a late one, and DG, you have a best bet in this game as well. First quarter over. Houston and the Clippers. Houston having a really good start, 17-9 in their first 26 games. The Clippers, they've got a great new arena. It's not much of a home court advantage, though.
Well, the only thing that is a home court advantage for Coach, and I don't know if anybody knows this about the wall. So the wall is pretty much, it's their crazy fans, and it goes pretty much straight up, and they make your life just terrible, we'll say, for better wordplay here. And because of that, a lot of teams now, they're actually switching up to the fact that they're going away from the wall in the fourth quarter, which is the opposite of what you normally might do. But I do love the Rockets here in this game because the Clippers will be without Zubac, who just got hurt with an ankle injury. And so at that point, I think the Rockets roll in this game. Should be a 10-plus win.
I don't mind the over here as well. The Clippers, if they get off to a good start, Subi, but the tough thing is James Harden is just a ball, just sucks the life out of the ball on a lot of nights. Your take?
It's because he's the only guy who can actually score. He's the only guy who's actually talented on this pathetic Clippers team. They could be playing this game in the wall. So, and it doesn't matter. That's how bad this Clippers team is. I watch the Clippers, and by my pain, I watch the Clippers. But with the difference between the Rockets team last year and this year is they have an offense now. They're one of the top offenses in the league. This is a complete team now. I just think they're going to go into Los Angeles, and I will take a -17.5 because the Clippers are that bad.
Isn't it amazing how the Celtics have their coach because of some drama off the court? He gets fired, and the NBA is like, we don't care about that stuff. Let's go get him. And all of a sudden, they're a good team. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. All right, we're coming off a 15-5 day collectively at the brand yesterday. And today, I feel it. I feel it. It's time to lock it in. Oh, Helen's in the chat, says Houston rolls tonight, KD. Big game tonight. Thank you for the chat. All right, DG, 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets. It's all that I need. Start us off.
Let's start with the Nets and the 76ers. First quarter over 56.5 at -104. Both of these teams are better where they are. Nets on the road, 76ers at home. This one sells over. And then that late game, the Rockets and the Clippers. First quarter over 53.5 at -105. The Clippers are one of the better teams in the first quarter. They just suck after that. So that's why I like this first quarter to go over.
Soupy.
I'm going Louisville -8.5. Watch that Cardinals pass rush. They are going to be swarming on Toledo all throughout the game. And then I'll go wild 60-minute money line. They have to win in regulation for this to cash. This is one of the best defensive teams over the last few weeks facing a Predators offense that's scoring under 3 goals a game.
All right, Mikey P sending in his picks since he has no voice. UNLV -6.5. This is a situation where you have a motivated team with a new head coach that wants to be a player in UNLV. Then you got an Ohio team that has all kinds of distractions. We'll leave it at that. Then in the NBA, Anthony Edwards, 39-plus points, rebounds, and assists, -109. He has scored at least 20 points in 4 of 6 games this month. Then if you're going to cash with the coach, I was 1-1 yesterday, lost by a half a point. That's how close I've been to staying perfect. So I love these two plays tonight. A couple teams Hornets getting better. Wizards, dance partner. Let's go over 232.5. Then Nuggets, Mavs, one of our featured games tonight, 235.5. I actually like this even more if Anthony Davis doesn't play, because he's one of those players that can slow it down because he needs that one-on-one offense. So I still like this, like it even more if Anthony Davis doesn't play. All right, gentlemen, no inside info today, but I did see in the chat that whoever's running the coaching company handle said that Big Daddy is a great classic movie. And this is always the time of year where you turn on your TV, you're kind of scrolling through and, oh, there's Home Alone or there's Home Alone 2. Did anybody see the skit that Saturday Night Live did about the missing nuggets in Home Alone? Oh,
yes,
my
that was
gosh.
great.
Yeah, that
it was
was
fantastic. Is Home Alone like that one Christmas movie there as you're going through, you stop DG and go, I got to watch it again, or Home Alone 2?
Home Alone 1 for me. And I even turned it on last night. We were wrapping some presents, doing a puzzle with the family, and we turned it on just to have it backgrounds, kind of watching. It's a classic for me. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Christmas movie.
Soupy?
I'm not gonna lie, because growing up near New York City, I love New York City at Christmas time. So Christmas as the background in that movie in New York City, I think is the best part.
Normally, the second one is not as good as the first one, but I'm with Soupy. The fact that it was just about him and the villains was amazing, and that one townhouse, and that was the entire backdrop, and then Central Park. First one was great. It was, but my God, that second one in New York, I just absolutely loved it. Who would have known that he would be a great? He's got a really big podcast now, like a sports podcast.
Yeah,
he's also in a new show, The Fallout, that came out. He's on there as well. He's doing it. Macaulay Culkin's doing a lot of good things right now.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, well done today. All right, producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. It's now time for you to go out into the world. Don't forget, we got a podcast coming up. If you're watching live, 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. We got Off the Ropes, Coach and Bro on demand, but there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders, 15-5 yesterday. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, love them all. DG, Soupy, producer man, Mikey P. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. This is Coach and Company live on Stadium. See you next time.